Hi there, wonderful awakening beings and spiritual souls. Jo Rose of JoRose.com, numerologist and energy forecaster. In this video, I'm sharing with you personal year 9 for 2020. Before I do, let's take a quick look at what 2020 has in store for us. It's the 4 energy. How do I know that? By adding together and reducing down all the digits of the current year. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0 equals 4. What does that mean in brief? It means structure, stability, practicality, planning, order. It's a year of building, and all good builds start with a steady foundation and work their way up. It's also a year of limitation, and let's hope by the end of this 12 months, whatever's limiting you this year, you get to turn it around. To understand more about the forecast for 2020, do go and check the video link above or in the description below. Personal year 9. The birthday example I'm using in this video is 18th of May. We reduce down the day, the month and the current year, then add them all together. 18th, 1 plus 8 equals 9. May is the 5th month, 5, and we already know the current years are 4. 9 plus 5 plus 4 equals 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. If you didn't quite get that or want to understand more, perhaps you've got a more complex birthday, do go and check how to calculate your personal year in the link above or in the description below. Let's begin. Personal year 9. What's in store for you? Well, firstly, you are coming to the end of this current epicycle. An epicycle lasts 1 to 9 years, and this is your 9th one. So it's time to conclude. Now, I want you to picture packing up, decluttering, completing, releasing or deleting any unresolved issues as if you were moving home. You wouldn't be taking a lot of baggage with you. You'd be letting it go, whether you sold it, gave it away, it ended up in the trash, it was for charity, you could sell it, any number of things. But we're really looking to clear out this year for a clean slate as we move to the next epicycle. So when I mention unresolved issues, it could be family, education, work, people, experiences. Whatever's gone on before, up until this point, when we let go of the past, we can move on. But far too many of us carry our past with us. It's like a heavy baggage or weight on our shoulders. And it's time this year to release all of this. We're going to be letting go of the baggage, closing doors, because without closing doors, we cannot open new ones. And many people have said to me, I always leave a door ajar. I'm gonna say no, close them. You can always reopen a door. For example, this door here is closed. Now it's open. Doesn't mean that when I close it, it can't be opened again. But what we're doing is we're closing this door. We're closing the past so that we can move on. Some things we carry forward are not beneficial. Habits, behaviours, attitudes, relationships. Some things that we were taught when we were younger no longer serve us when we're older. So this is really a time to sift through all of this. It's time to face the reality of your past and bring it to the present. In another personal year video, I think it was number 7, I mentioned that the only way we can ever move forward is to get into the now. And the only way to really get into the now is to release the past. We'll never release the memories. Everything happened. I'm not saying deny this, and denial would be the worst thing that you could do. But what I do say to many people when I work with them, that there are no failures, there are no bad situations, there are lessons, and it's how you look at them in how you move forward. And if you don't get that lesson, you carry on repeating this, whether it be in a relationship, a career, your health, your attitude. So it's really time to come clean with yourself. This is a year of cleansing and healing. So when we face the reality of the past and we can get into the now we can plan the future. And we can plan the future with fresh eyes, fresh desire, fresh or real passion. We want to release. Now, I've mentioned again in these videos, especially in this Universal 4 years, I've chosen to talk about the 4 elements that we have: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Now, the 9, when I mentioned the 9 in the past, the 9 really deals with everything, really. It's not necessarily one energy, it's all the energy. It's the number of humanity, it's the number of unity. The 4 energy of the universe is a very physical energy that we have this year. You'll be working on physical because you'll be physically letting things go, along with mentally and emotionally. So this year for you can feel turbulent, draining, invigorating, inspiring. You will go through so many emotions, and really this is great because your emotions are your sat-navs. They're what's going to help you move forward. They're what's going to guide you along your path. I've mentioned in all the videos a spiritual element. For personal year 9, the spiritual aspect really is you're going to move up a level if you do this work this year. The forgiveness, the releasing, the letting go, having compassion for your story, having compassion for you and those that influenced or affected in whatever way they did. This is really a year of raising your vibration. Hone in on your spiritual aspect this year. Release your old stories, your old emotions, your physical holds. You may cut ties, chains, threads, whatever it is. It's time to move on. So when you get through this, you are going to find this to be probably a really exciting year, because we all have fears that come up and changes can be a bit daunting. But know that this is for your higher vibration. This is for your awakening. This is for your insight, your connection to source, your intuition. All of this can really come to life this year and ready for next year when you move into the new epicycle, new beginnings and fresh starts. Like I say, we need to close the doors of the old so that we can open some for the new. You will be physically cutting chains, maybe from where you live, maybe even with family members, perhaps your partner. I'm not saying that you're all going to do everything because this is a general video, but there will be situations come up where you will be cutting ties. This is a year of alterations and improvements. It's going to be impactful emotionally, mentally. We're looking for a brighter future. So I'm doing my best to explain that you're going to go through all of this, but this is for a long-term goal. Stop suppressing. Change the program. When I think about this, somebody close to me comes to mind, and they constantly are struggling in their life. But yet when you suggest some form of change, they've done this their whole life. It's worked. Why will I change? But I honestly want to say we really have to step back in order to step forward. Perhaps what's been a habit or a thought or a process that you've done your whole life is really the one thing that's not serving you. Stop blaming others, stop blaming your past, stop blaming your education, stop blaming your environment, stop blaming your body. Stop blaming everything. Stop waiting for it to be right. Stop waiting for tomorrow. And start sorting this today. Release your excuses. Accept responsibility. Your words are holding you back. You're feeling stagnated. And this is why I'm saying that this is why it's exciting, because you've got all of these. Oh my God, it's been a long journey. It feels like you work, work, work and no play. But when you do this work this year, it will totally change. If you're feeling stagnant, if you're feeling dissatisfied, it's time to heal. And this is what I'm saying. Where are your blocks? Your body may have blocks. You know, there's many books out there that tell you what these blocks mean. When I work with my clients, if they've got a block, whether it be a head block and a headache, they're not validating themselves. Whether it be a nerve system, then this communication isn't working, either to themselves or to those around them. If there's joint pains, it's because we're too rigid, we're not flexible, or we're over flexible. So if you've got a block in your life that you can't sort out, you'll get the block in your body. And this is the time to heal those blocks so that you don't get them in your body, or that you heal your body at the same time that you heal these blocks. Lack of decision. Now, I'm talking about lack of decision because I wonder what stops you making a decision. Decision in Latin means to cut off. So if we've got a choice, then there's two things or more. Until we make a decision to hone in on one thing, we can't really move forward. And I remember an incident when I was young in primary school. It was cold, it snowed, and I had chosen to wear what was initially a summer orange dress, but I put it on with trousers. Maybe I was before my time, as we wear a lot of longer tops now with trousers. But I had chosen to wear this because the dress worked in the top half, but my legs were freezing and it wasn't long enough to cover my legs. So I put this on, and yet my mum really complained to me that there was extra washing, I was being wasteful, I was putting too many clothes on. And this is a memory that's come back up over and over. And this year you're going to get memories that come up over and over. And as I was putting myself together for this video today, I was looking at how impactful that memory must be. And every so often I think I've dealt with the memory. But I realise now that perhaps the reason I have been challenged to make decisions is when I made a decision, I was called out on it. And because it was my mother and I was young, I wasn't strong enough to own it. Look back at situations in your life. They'll be just as silly as my brown trousers and orange dress were. But I now realise that perhaps that was it. I was always looking for approval for someone else before I could make a decision. All down to the fact that I made a decision and I was stopped. So take some time out and see how you are allowing the past to affect what you do now, which influences your future. Mental health is on the rise. Depression, low mood swings, etc. I believe that if we looked at this differently and we looked at suppression before we looked at depression, we'd realise that perhaps we're suppressing so much. We're certainly suppressing our potential, our dreams, our ideas that we had as a child, our dreams that we had as we were going through our education. And yet we've ended up in the system that perhaps has squashed us or not allowed us to advance as well as we'd like. Be honest with yourself. Take on your emotions and work through them. I go on about the video inside out. Sadness was just as valuable as joy. We need to address these emotions because they are guiding you, and you will be given things this year. Guilt and compassion will come up. So I want you to have compassion for your past, compassion for everything that's happened and for the people around you. And release the guilt, because guilt arises when you've not really listened to what you want. Expect your past to revisit you this year. Think of the Christmas movie Scrooge. You will be visited from many memories, and I want you to work through the memories this year so that you can deal with it, because parts of what you need right now in this moment are stuck in the past, just like that decision one that I mentioned to you earlier. This year is a year to let go, to release, to conclude, to close, to forgive, to have compassion, to move into your heart. Because when you do this, you'll be able to better influence all that's around you. With all that in mind, let's move on and look at 2020 on a month-by-month schedule. At the beginning of every month, I do make a monthly forecast video. Do go check the playlist in the link above. They're well worth watching, because just like this current year 4 is the year that we're building off, each month we'll be building off the same. So we have the universal energy and then we have our energy. Let's start. January. So it's a year to release, and yet January offers new beginnings in business. And there may be things taking off, but here's a question for you. Is this really what you want? Is this the business that you really want? Changes are happening. Changes are on course, but you are just at the beginning of this change right now. Have a think back. What did you want to do with your life after you left education? Before you got into the job or requiring the money? What lights you up inside? What is your passion? Are you somebody that loves to connect with people? Are you somebody that loves technology, science, maths, art? Get back into whatever it was that was driving you when you were younger. You may not be that old now, but get back to what that was so that you can realign your path. This year, you're going to be seeking purity and idealism. You need to learn to balance love, being loved, with criticism and judgment. I used to say to my children, I love you, but clear up your room. I love you, but do your homework. And my youngest, when he was small, said, Mum, you always say but. And I had to teach myself to stop saying that. Oh my gosh, of course I love my children. I don't always like the behaviour that they're doing, and they can be lazy. So never I love you, but. And then if you're criticising and judging, you're also obviously criticising and judging yourself. And there's no more critical number than the 4 energy of the universe. And while you're releasing, this is going to come up this year. So I'm asking you at the beginning of this year to consider balancing how you are. And I suggest to people, well, firstly, it's all about loving yourself. Look, it's your life. What you're living is your life. And my mantra is, it's your life, spelled L-Y-F-E. Love yourself first every day. Once you do that, you begin to make better decisions for yourself. And then when you get into a relationship, or if you're into a relationship, we don't say to our partner, or even our children now, because I don't do this, I love you. Because what this does, it makes them codependent. And also, it means that you're giving all the love to them and not to yourself. What I have discovered is by saying I love us, we come together, pillar of strength, a unity. And loving us, we have consideration and compassion for others. Loving our home, our city, our environment, our family. Loving us is a better way, because now we're connected, especially in the world at the moment that is so disconnected. I feel it's one of the most important things. Over this month, your relationship may start to show cracks. It possibly been showing cracks anyway, but if you're not in a strong relationship, cracks are going to begin to surface. We'll be working on them. Moving on. February, it's a 2 energy. Your intuition is going to be heightened. Note your dreams, daydreams, night dreams, whatever. This is signs. This is your unconscious mind coming forward. It's telling you, it's giving you clues for what you need to do and how to move forward. You're possibly feeling emotional and vulnerable, definitely hypersensitive. Any criticism you receive could devastate you, and you probably take it more harshly than it was meant to be delivered. But if you are taking it harshly or wherever, look at how it makes you feel. Remember, this is going to be our sat-nav moving forward. Avoid confrontation if possible. If you can't deal with it in the moment, go get a breather, a bit of fresh air, and then come back and deal with it. It's not a time to fight, but it is a time to talk, to connect, to discuss, and make sure each party comprehends what is being discussed. Be understanding of yourself and how you feel. Be understanding of others. When the negative emotions arise, if you can deal with them in the moment, great. If not, before you go to sleep, give yourself a period of time in the evening to just sift through them and see what it's bringing up. When I've sifted through my emotions and seen what they're bringing up, I'm amazed in the end when I get that aha moment. And this is where the magic's going to happen this year, is every time you work through one of these situations and you get the release, you are going to feel like you're getting lighter. And this is why I say we're going to go up a level, you know. It's going to feel like, I don't know, by the end, angel wings is what I want to say. I don't know where that came from, but this is what I want to say. So work with your emotions. Good relationships will be rewarding. A 2 energy is always good for relationships. Working whether there is to always improve them. But however, if your relationship has got those cracks, this is going to come up even further as we move forward. If this is a relationship that you want to save, that's right to save, you'll work through this year. But when you get to the point of knowing, if you need outside help, mediation, counselling, whatever, my suggestion is you go seek it. But always spend time with one another, coming back, discussing how you're feeling. Let's move on to March. March is a 3 energy. You're going to feel more playful, less vulnerable. You feel like something is brewing. And what's happening now is you're being given a chance to inspire or motivate others. You could receive something positive in your career or your finances. Like I say, change is happening. The 3 brings in creativity, and you're possibly feeling way more creative, which means that you're solution solving as well at the same time. Decisions are brewing for this big change, so spend time with this. Start planning what it is that you want. Start a vision board. Put on there the things that you want, how you want to feel in your relationships, how you want to feel in your home environment, in your career, how you want to feel when you get reward and recognition. Start a vision board. Perfect time to be doing a vision board. You're feeling alive, which is why I thought it's a perfect time for a vision board. Take a break, be social, have fun, have time with your friends. Romance, if we're on the plus, is favourable. Let's move on to April. April is a 4 energy. It's a month of work, taking action. You need to be dependable. You need to be committed to whatever it is you're doing. So spend time on your career and be consistent with whatever it is that you're doing. Attention to detail. Cross those T's, dot those I's. Make sure everything is in order and everything is in place. So you've got all this going on and work is demanding from you, and yet you don't feel like you have as much energy. Some of the emotional things that have gone on so far are beginning to weigh on you. While your energy is low, you're susceptible to feel feel tired, lethargic, and possibly catch up some kind of bug or feel ill. So do watch your health this month. Look after your well-being. You'll be struggling to balance your professional life with your domestic life. So call a meeting, whether it be at work, offload, delegate, explain what's going on, but more so at home. Home needs you and work needs you, and you don't know how to balance this. If you're a family and you've got children and a partner, then what about sharing out the responsibilities? having everybody chip in and muck in to make sure that the whole house is working, coming together, that people are becoming responsibility for their own things. The children are responsibility for their bedrooms, for their homework, for their clothes in the wash, etc. Get everybody involved with the meals. Let everybody know that it can't all land on you. You know, I read something today, a celebrity whose marriage had come to an end and they've gone back to being out there as a career person again. And they asked her what she had noticed in all of these years. And she said, sexism really. And that is when the children's father was seen to be taking the children on holiday or collecting them from school or doing a birthday party, what a great man he is, what a great dad he is. But she said, I've done that every year for the last 15 years. Why am I never thought of as this? So women put so much effort, or the caregiver puts so much effort into the home and family, and they're never rewarded for it. It's time to make sure everybody understands the responsibility of running a home and raising a family. So share the load. It will be beneficial for you over over the rest of your life even. If we keep doing everything for everybody, they're never going to learn. So this is the time where I want you to, give people responsibilities so that they can help the whole gang move forward. This is not a month to make big decisions. We know decisions are brewing. Don't make big decisions. Just make note of them. So don't finalise a decision. Let's move on to May. May is a 5 energy. You're feeling restless and impatient. You're a bit scattered, and maybe you're feeling it's time to relocate. The 5 always brings up this energy of wanting something different, something new. Maybe you're preparing to relocate or you're being called to relocate. This is an ideal time to do it. Chances are if you don't relocate now, you could relocate perhaps sometime next year if that's on the cards for you. What you're needing to do is cut ties. It might be just a relocation of work or where you go and have your meetings or something, but there is some form of relocation that needs to take place, some cutting of ties of something that no longer serves you. You're feeling in limbo, but you feel that there's change. You're feeling excited and yet you're feeling confused. It's your emotions are coming up. And with all this going on, you may appear to be aloof or indifferent. Those that you care about, share what's going on with you. Use these feelings of indifference or not being there. Ask yourself what they're bringing up. Have you disconnected from the relationship, from the job, from the family? What's caused the disconnect? Sometimes it's just a lack of communication and connection. Other times things are at a point where they need to change. Your past is really now feeling outdated. Some of the behaviours and practices, this is a month where I think you really need to cut some of the ties on this. You're questioning your values and your motivation. You're questioning so many things. Take time out to hear the answers, your answers. You can go externally for help and advice, but my suggestion is that you look internally and you look just slightly externally to see what's bringing all of this up. There you'll find the answers. Perhaps you're looking to escape. In all of this, feeling like this, I'm saying have some time out, get social, have some fun, maybe share with a confidant, your friends, whatever. So get out so that you can see that it's not all the way you're feeling. But at the same time, don't get out the whole month, that you use this as a distraction to deal what you need to deal with. I know a number of people that are in relationships that are not serving anybody, not the children, not the partner, and not themselves. But it makes more sense to stay in it financially or until the children have grown up than to leave. So what they do is they bury themselves in their career or they bury themselves in something else outside the family. If this is coming up for you, it's really time to address this. Let's move on to So what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is get out and have the fun, mix and mingle with people, but don't use this to avoid what it is that really you need to be dealing with this year. June. June is the sixth energy. Find your stability in your home and your family. This month will test your relationship. I'm so sorry I say this, but you know what? Because I've gone through so much of this work and I'm now on the other side, I see the benefits of all of this, what I'm teaching you right now. So yeah, this month will test your relationship. Sort out your feelings. Have the conversations you need to have, especially at home. Make sure that you're on the same hymn sheet, as they say. You're moving in the same direction. And if you're not, is there a way that you can realign and bring yourself back together? Or is it time to dissolve? Not everything lasts forever. I mean, we only have to look the fact that we no longer crawl, we walk. That didn't last forever. We're no longer in kindergarten. We've progressed through all forms of education. We're out working, or we're out looking after a family, whatever. There's always change. And that's the only constant we can really accept, is the fact that there's always change. So sort out your feelings. Work on that relationship at home. You may find that friends and family are seeking your company. And again, you may feel like it's too much for you. Just let them know. Perhaps you're taking on too much and you've not learned to say no. Say no when you normally say yes, and yes when you normally say no. Give it a switch and see what happens. If your relationship survives through this, then there's substance in it and it's worth working on. There you go. Let's move on to July. July is the 7 energy. It's the energy of insight and awareness, becoming aware of deep changes. They're happening. There's a thing with fear and excitement. You know that the time is imminent for these big decisions that will affect not just you, but those around you. This is life changing. This is life enhancing, life evolving. It's not about comfortable slippers. It's about shooting the breeze, but really knowing where you are. You're really grounding yourself. The strength is coming from within. You're thinking, or your fear is, am I making the right decisions? Not just for me, but for everyone else. To be fair, the only person you can really make a decision for is yourself. And if it puts you in a great place, that will benefit those that are with you. So make the decision, hone into your feelings, be guided by what is coming up inside in order to make these decisions and work through your fears. It's a time to trust yourself and have faith in the process. Long-term rewards are not instantaneous. So we know that we're in this for the long term, what were the decisions that we're starting to make now. Let's move on to August. August is an 8 energy. Check your finances. Adjust accordingly. Clear any debts and sort out any loose ends. We really want to get everything in order now so that we've got a good, strong foundation that we can move forward on. You could receive an unexpected windfall, an inheritance, a payment that's way forgotten, or somebody owed you some money. I don't know how big or small it is, but there is a chance that you could receive this. And if you're not watching your finances, there's a chance that you could be paying out for some big things this time round. So the 8 is always really about looking after your money and your career. You're feeling that maybe your career, your job, that change is required. Maybe you're going to leave a career and start your own business. Maybe you're going to change exactly whatever you're doing into a whole new field. It could be that promotion is coming, or just you go internally or externally for a different job. But this change is coming into action, into play now. You could receive, the 8 is a number of reward and recognition, and it's always proportional to your effort. And you could receive some compliments or a promotion due to how you've been progressing over the last year or so. Your relationships now may find this moment a little bit more stability. You know, we've had these blow-ups, we've had these discussions, or we've had the separations, and now we're moving forward. So you may find some stability. And if you're single, you have a chance of meeting somebody through work, whether that's in your work environment, at a network meeting, or traveling to or from work, but somehow through work, you could meet someone if you're single. Let's move on to September. September's a 9 energy. September always brings us a double whammy of our personal year energy. So you've got a 9 year and you've got a 9 month. Nothing feels stable right now. More change is happening. It is really coming up to the point now where small decisions are made and bigger decisions are on the tip of your tongue. You are making progress in hidden ways. It may not feel like you're making progress, but you are making progress. It's all going on under the surface and it's about to rise. Make the adjustments that you need to make. It could feel daunting, but no, have faith and trust that this is all going to work out in the end. Let go of the old. It's time for the new. Think about those old slippers that you wear, and at Christmas you get the new ones, and then when you finally put the new ones on and you start to wear them and you look down and you think, oh, I feel amazing in my new slippers. I always use slippers because they're technically comfy wear, and we have slippers to feel comfortable, and yet they're a bit tatty. We have to let go. They've done their time, and this is where you're at now. New slippers. I mean, I know it could be like Cinderella's glass slipper, but I'm talking about just let's get ourselves in a better place by letting go of the old and focusing on the new. Preparation is taking place for next month, which is a 1 energy, and next year, which is not just the 1 energy, new beginning, fresh start, but it's a new epicycle as well for you, where we're going to come back with renewed vigor. In your relationships, again, anything clear the air. Over this year, we just want to keep clearing the air within our relationships. Let's move on to October. Now, October's a 1 energy. October always gives us insight and a taster for the following year. So this is a month of renewed energy. You'll meet new people. You'll have new ideas. You're probably feeling quite creative, or certainly able to solve some solutions. Where we're at the moment is like, it's felt like you're at the end of a long, hard day at work. It's just been, I just want to relax and unwind. I'm exhausted. I can't even move off the sofa. And yet now with this 1 energy, it's like you're having a caffeine fix. We're feeling, roll up those sleeves. Let's start new things. Don't get carried away. Start them small and slowly this year, because next year, this is when we're going to get really out there and be doing this. So know that action is happening now. Know that you've got to take responsibility. You've got to become more doing and physical at the moment. Take some chances. Show courage. Release the dreams now and take action to put them into place. Don't listen to other people's opinions or fears that could hold you back. If you've heard what they say and it's bringing up something inside, go back internally, find out what you need to address to feel more confident in moving forward. I remember when I moved from London down to Brighton, all my friends were giving me a whole bunch of reasons why not to make the move. I had to keep finding my own space to make the decision. I've lived down here now, 13 years. Wow, 13 years. It's time to move on again, but it wasn't the wrong decision. There've been challenges, yes, but it was the right decision. And if I'd have listened to everybody else, I know totally that would have been the wrong decision. So you need to learn to trust yourself and not let the fears of everybody else pull you down. I want to say though, be careful who you trust with things that are precious to you, or your finances. Make sure that you've got your eye on the ball. It's a month where you could have a reconnection. Someone from your past could come back up. It could be to do with business or pleasure. It could be intimate or just a friend. But there could be a chance of a connection that may be beneficial for you. Let's move on to November and December. Now, November and December, they're like a test drive, a trial run. We get to repeat these energies next year, January and February. So whatever it is that you want in this new era that's about to start, you can go out and test some of these areas now and know that this is just kind of like the training room. And then you can readjust when you do this again in January and February. November is a 2 energy. You're feeling burnt out. Last month's energy seems to have evaporated already. No worries, because it's going to come back in full swing next year. You're unsure of your direction. Are your decisions right? There is doubt here. Remember I said last month, don't listen to anybody else. Get in there and deal with this. You want to move forward feeling strong, grounded, like you've got your roots in the ground, even though that you can move around. And you know what? The decision you make now is not your forever decision. So many people want to get in their forever relationship or their forever home or their forever job. Life would be boring, right? We're making decisions now just to move us forward. We always need to be moving forward. So you've got doubt coming up and you're probably feeling it's all too much for you and you're feeling sensitive and moody. And I want to say, slow down. Take time out. Contemplate, adjust. Find strength and stability within yourself. Don't look to your environment to do it for you. It needs to come from within. Just continue the healing that you need. Continue the healing that your relationships need. And get yourself in a much stronger place where you can take on that 1 energy of next year, where you can step up and step forward. Watch your health. You're feeling vulnerable. You could get run down. So do look after you. December's a 3 energy. What a great energy for Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Well, party. Let's get out and have some fun. Lighten up, be playful, be social, recharge your batteries. Your creativity's enhanced. All that doubt that you had last month or over the year is beginning to lift. And you know what? You feel excited. You feel passionate for what you've got coming forward. This year now, you're beginning to sense the relief of releasing everything else. You're feeling lighter. And now you're feeling less like the caterpillar munching its way through all the leaves, cocooning itself. And now you're feeling like the butterfly. What a fabulous way to end 2020. You know what? It's time. Relax, release, let go, and rebirth. It's time for rebirth. What an amazing year you have. What a transformation that's taken place. I take my hat off to you. It's been a year of ups and downs. It's been a roller coaster ride emotionally. It's been draining and invigorating. And now you're moving forward. If you've liked this video, do give me a thumbs up. Press the like button. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do. If you've got benefit out of your personal year video, maybe share it with your partner or check your partner's personal year video out. The playlist of the personal years is in the link above. Go and have a watch and see how you can unite or see why that it's time to dissolve some of those habits and behaviours between you. Understanding your personal year is a great benefit. It tells you what you're working on. But better still, if you know your life path, then you can know how to tie this year up. So go check the Life Path series in the link above and tie them up, marry them together. If you feel you're at a point where you really want to know and own yourself, you want to use this 9 energy to release and let go, why not consider getting in touch with me for a reading, consultation or mentorship? I'd love to have a chat with you. Also, if you've got any comments, leave them in the link below. Remember, it's your life, LYFE. Love yourself first every day. It's not about everybody else. When you love yourself first, you can be there and supportive for those around you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.